So, I worry, and I worry about a lot of things. I worry about dentists, doctors, nurses, hospitals, illness, lice, bruises, cuts, worms, and blood. I hate blood. One time I cut my knee on a clam, and when I looked down at my leg and saw the blood running down it, I realized I couldn't go to the hospital and get stitches because if I went there, there'd be this horrible combination of nurses, doctors, hospitals, and blood, and that was just too many things that I worried about in one setting. So I forced my mom to let me stay home, and I let my leg heal on its own. Now, if I'm obsessed with not getting sick or injured, I think that somewhere deep in his subconscious, my brother is obsessed with getting sick or injured. My brother is 12, and his name is Everett, and he has done everything that you can imagine. He has run into walls. He has tripped over his own feet. And one time, he did something that confirmed all of my worst worries.
So I'm sitting at my grandmother's funeral, and I know I should be paying attention to the speaker, but all I could do was watch the door and wait for my dad to come in. I haven't seen him in years, so I didn't really know how he was going to react, or if he was as bad as people say that he was going to be. So as I watch the door, I see him come in late, and I notice that he's fatter than I can remember, and he wears glasses. But anyway, I watch him as he goes to his seat, and at the end of the service, I go up to him with nothing to expect, and I look into his eyes, and at that moment, we were face to face for the very first time in years, and it seems like a love that just came over me that gave me the strength to forgive him for everything that he has ever done. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm in 4th grade going to 5th grade, and I'm preparing for school, and I got everything I need except for my haircut. And when I was a kid, I didn't really care how my hair looked, so it was kind of just like this thing on my head, and it was revolting. Nobody wanted to look at it. And so one day I go to my cousin's house, my older cousin, and he takes a look at my head, and he says, "You know I could give you a haircut, right? For free." And I was like, "Yeah, great. That'd be awesome. I need a haircut." And nobody was really there to warn me and say, "Stop. This guy is not a licensed barber. He's not qualified to do this. This is not what he does." And so he takes me to the garage in the back, and he starts cutting my hair for like 20 minutes. There are no mirrors. I don't know what he's doing to my hair. And so, and he's proud of his work when he's done. He's like, "There, I got you, little man." Gives me a high five. And so he takes me back, so I go back into the house, and I come face to face with the mirror. And I had like this windshield thing going on, like my whole forehead was shining, and he just ruined me, so.
When I was about 6 years old, my parents was living in America while I was in Jamaica living with my siblings and a nanny. Now, at the time, this is the best thing ever because I had the freedom to do whatever I wanted. And all the kids loved it. They all look forward to hanging out with me. And I was literally entitled the queen of the block. So this one day, this girl named Jillian, she came up to me, and she brought her cousin along with her. And he's about 14 years old, and this guy is rough. And they both start yelling at me, telling me I'm bullying the other kids. And I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm the popular one. Why are you guys yelling at me?" And I was just sitting there, and I was really mad. And next thing you know, I ran inside my kitchen, and I got a knife, and I started charging at the guy because I was like, how dare he come on my block to disrespect me? And next thing you know, a hand grabbed me by my shirt, and they're like, "Who kid is this? Who kid is this?" And the only thing I could have said was, "I miss my mom."
Damn, this is scary. I'm sitting in Crown Donut on 161st Street with my grandfather, and I hand him an envelope full of money. The reason why I handed him that envelope was because years prior to that, I had stole money from him, a lot of money. And I bought these big, ugly, stupid shoes I didn't even want to wear. And when I handed him the envelope, he said, "What's this?" I said, "This is the money you told me when I stole the money. This is," I'm sorry, I'm nervous, y'all. I told him that was the money that I had stole. And it's weird because he told me, "One day you're going to repay me. I don't know how, I don't know when, but you are." And I did. And when he realized that, he started crying. So, I had to start crying. And the waitress started crying because she thought it was her tip. I mean, I'm glad I gave my grandfather the money when he did, because of 2 weeks after that, he died. I was mad at first because, he's dead, but I was aggravated because I know he didn't spend that money that quick. I know my grandma had the money, so whatever. I went to the funeral, and I went to the casket to view the body, and my grandmother came up to me. She said, "Chris?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "You see those shoes he has on his feet?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "You bought those shoes with the money you gave him in an envelope."